What up?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
What up?
What's going on, Will?
Nothing much, man. Just getting ready to fully move in this coming weekend.
There you
Still at
go.
my parents' house right now. So that's why my visual is not as good. The lighting in my room is not as good. So that
Yeah,
will be fixed week. But excited for another
nice.
week of college football. It was a
Yeah.
crazy week last week. Some big picks, some misses. The one thing that I really wanted to emphasize this week is my upset pick of the week. I started out 3-0 the first weeks we did it, and then have not won one since. So that I'm really
Oh
trying
man,
to focus my upset pick of the week this week.
nice. Well, I'll be honest with you. I was going to pick an upset pick of the week, but the game's already started, so um,
Oh,
I'm not going to pick that one.
wow!
So I was kind of thinking that one, but then I forgot they were playing tonight. So, anyways, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's week 8 of college football. Um, got a good show put together for you guys. Little bit about last week. I was at the LSU game, and if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of think Willie B is a little better. I'm just gonna be honest. The environment in Willie B, in my opinion, is a little more exciting, a little more
Ah,
invigorating. So yeah, it was just I don't know. Like I don't know what it was, but to me, I think Willoughby's a little louder. So if I had to put my opinion on it,
I don't
but
think it
yeah,
was a sold out game last week, though, was it?
it was pretty full. I don't think it was sold out. No, I don't think so.
Uh,
But it was
I
it
don't
was
think they
pretty
had
it was
the
pretty
music
full.
behind it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just something about Sandstorm and then the opening and then the opening video they have. It's just it's a great intro. I think Carolina does it right. So,
I agree.
anyways, on to football. So last week. Had some good games, had some upsets, but this week we're gonna get into it. Quick picks. I don't really have the list in front of me, Will, because I'm having to use my phone.
I
But
got
you want to go through the quick picks
I
real
got it.
fast?
Yeah. So for our first one this week, we have SMU at Clemson. Clemson is a 5.5 point favorite. What do you think, Preston?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Clemson. I think Clemson is starting to find their stride. I think they're gonna continue on. A lot of people even said they could potentially see them making the playoff just because their strength of schedule from here on out is not as impressive. So I could see them winning out. Being a 9-3 or 9-3 team. We'll see what happens, but I think they're going to win. I think they're going to figure it out, and I think Klubnik is going to really going to put up some numbers this week, and so I'm going to go Clemson on this one.
Yeah, I like that pick. I think I'm a little nervous on this one. I think this one is one that could go either way. I've been burnt by Clemson a lot this year, so I'm really hesitant to go them. But also, I was kind of high on SMU at the beginning of the year, and they've kind of let me down. Lost some games that
Yeah,
they probably should have won.
big time.
And I think if SMU had been even a little bit better this year, I probably would take them in this spot. I was going over the games with Dad earlier, and he took SMU, which made me kind of think SMU. But with it being at Clemson, I think I got to go Clemson this week.
Yeah.
To make a long story
Yeah, I
short.
think it's an easy pick. I think Clemson's going to take it. SMU, they made the playoff last year, but I don't see them as being. They haven't looked as impressive as they were last year, so for sure, I go Clemson on this one.
Yeah. Well, pick number 2 this week is sponsored by our guy Justin Doan, who I haven't seen in the chat yet. If you're here, Justin, let us know. We always count on you to keep the chat rolling, to get everybody going. But this week we have Mississippi State at Florida in the Swamp. Florida is actually a 9.5-point favorite in this game. They're playing a lot of good ball lately. For me, I think this will be a very underrated game, but a really good game. I think Mississippi State's playing really well at 4-2 this year. Even games they've lost, they've been in it for the most part. Florida's starting to trend in the right direction. I kind of think Mississippi State might win this week, but I've picked against Justin Doan a lot this year, and I think this is the week I'm going to finally roll with Florida. I think I'm going to go with the Gators in the Swamp. So shout out my boy Justin Doan. Give me the Gators this week.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that direction as well. I think the win over Texas is actually an impressive win, and it's at the Swamp, so I think that makes a big difference as well. As Florida's playing pretty well at home. Yeah, I think Florida's defense is just on another level. I think they have the potential to win any game they play. It's just their offense struggles at times. And so I think as long as Lagway is kept to a basic game plan, doesn't try to get too creative, that's when he starts throwing those picks. I think Florida can win this game. So give me Florida. I think Mississippi State is better than they have been traditionally. I think they have a good coach, but not this week. I'm going to take Florida at the Swamp. So.
Man,
Easy
what a
pick.
great pick. Yeah, easy pick. We're going to roll with Justin Doan this week in the Swamp.
That's right.
Hoping for the best. But for our third pick is a game that is going to be a big game. It's a ranked versus ranked matchup. We just didn't have enough room in the normal picks to get it. But it's two teams we don't pick out west. We got number 23 Utah at number 15 BYU. Utah is a 3.5-point favorite. What are you thinking on this one, Preston?
So Dave Portnoy called this the Holy War. So the Utes versus the BYU. So I like it. I think this is a fun game. I think it's good for the state of Utah to have two solid programs. For me, I like BYU. I like what I've seen. They've had some gritty games this year, and they pulled them off. And so I'm rolling with BYU. I know Utah has looked pretty good, but Texas Tech handled Utah. And so going off of that alone, I think BYU is on a different tier. So I'm going to go BYU. So that's an easy pick for me. I'm going BYU. I'm sticking to it. So
I like it. I'm a little surprised. Usually you're a big Utah lover. So
I am, but man, Texas Tech ruined it for me, man. They got squashed.
I think you're sleeping a little bit on Texas Tech this year. I think they're really good.
A lot of the more models I've seen of the college football playoff, they're in most. So they're in there quite often. So
I'm actually going to go against you in this one. I'm going to take Utah. I think they get on the same page this week. I think they have a bounce back, and they beat a really good BYU team. But I'm going to take the underdogs in the rankings wise, but actually in the spread, I'm going to take the favorite in Utah this week. So give me the Utah.
Nice. I like it. Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I think. I've always kind of liked BYU. It's just a kind of a different environment. A little more standards, I would say. I guess so. Give me BYU.
I love Matt right there. Give me the Native Americans in the Holy War.
Here we go. There we go. The Utes.
Yes, sir. That's with me. Preston's over there by himself. Hey, Usually when you're
Hey,
by yourself with us this year, whoever's by themselves does pretty well. So you could
we'll
have a
see.
good
We'll
week.
see.
You
Yeah,
need
we'll
this
see.
game.
I do need this game. I do need this game.
But anyways, moving on. That is our quick pick portion of the program. We're going to move on to our dumpster fire of the week. This is something that started a couple years ago when I called Florida a dumpster fire, and it's kind of caught on, and we've enjoyed it since. Man, I really had 3 candidates for dumpster fire of the week this week. One was Florida State losing to Pitt last week. That was
Ooh,
a rough one. You know, they started so well beating Bama, and they've really gone downhill since. But I wasn't big on Florida State to start with, so I couldn't go with that one. I also looked at Michigan losing by like 15 to USC. I thought Michigan was a little better than that. They're known as a defensive team, but they gave up 30 to USC, who I don't even think is that good this year, but we will see. Um,
maybe. You know
Matt
what it
says
is. You know what it is.
Matt says got to be Penn State.
Gotta be. Gotta be.
But here's my reasoning for not even considering Penn State. I did it last week on already thinking that Franklin was going to get fired. And so he did get fired. We already covered that last week. So I wanted to go a different direction, a new direction. I'm going to go with Oklahoma this week against Texas. I was a little disappointed in Oklahoma just in the fact that they really didn't do anything. They only scored 6 points. And their defense made Arch Manning look kind of good, which he has not done all year. And it really was just a recipe for a bad game for Oklahoma last week. I know, you could probably argue that John Mateer wasn't healthy and that, it affected their offense, but they just weren't able to run the ball very well last week.
Yeah.
And even if Mateer was hurt, I feel like if he's going to go out there and play, he's got to play better. Like, you can't decide to play and go out there and just lay an egg. If you're not going to play well, just sit out and give the backup a chance. And for the number 6 team
Listen,
in the nation,
I
they look.
think Oklahoma didn't have a choice. I feel like they literally didn't have an option to back up Mateer that was going to be compatible to go against Texas, so they just threw him out there. I think that dumpster fire of the
Yeah,
week could go to the staff and personnel of Oklahoma. They knew that
yeah,
kid was hurt, and they threw him out
yeah,
there. He threw 3 picks. He hadn't thrown a pick all year. 3 picks. Like,
it's true.
anyways, carry
I was
on.
just
My bad.
disappointed. Number 6 team in the nation, and you're going to lay an egg against Texas, who hasn't been that good this year.
Yeah.
So that was my upset
Nah.
pick of the week. I didn't want to go with the James Franklin train. I feel like that we saw that one coming. It wasn't any surprise to us. But that's what I got.
No, I'm with you there, man. Hold on, my bad.
Yep,
I was just gonna
good.
say, I think for Oklahoma, man, they were put on a pretty high pedestal and they just kind of fell off pretty hard. So,
Absolutely.
but I think that's the SEC for you, man. SEC is so wide open right now. You
Mm-hmm.
have a couple undefeated teams like Ole Miss and um, I think that's it. Just Ole Miss, right? Ole Miss is the only one left. Yeah,
No,
nobody else. Everybody else has lost. Texas
are
has
they the
lost.
only
Georgia has
ones?
lost. Tennessee has lost. Mississippi
Let's see.
State has
One look.
lost. LSU has lost. Yeah, there's
Texas
a lot.
A&M's under.
Vandy. Oh, A&M. I forgot about
Mm-hmm.
A&M.
Yeah,
A&M's in there. A&M's pretty solid.
they're
But
kind of
yeah,
good this
for
year.
sure.
But yeah,
For sure.
they're a good team. I think they're going to make a run, but we will see. Moving on to our next segment, we have the upset pick of the week. Do you have one, Preston, or do you need me to go? Or
You go ahead. I'm still trying to get there.
all right. Upset pick of the week. I was looking it over a little bit before today. There's actually a lot of good options out there, I think, this week. I think there's a lot more chance for chaos with some more evenly matched matchups this week. The one that really stood out for me, I got to go find it. I thought I had
good.
it.
I got
Here
one.
it is. I was between Wyoming and Air Force or UNLV over Boise State. And I'm a big believer in Dan Mullen and UNLV. They're 6 and
Oh,
0. They're
absolutely.
playing really good. The quarterback's slinging the rock. Boise State has not looked great this year. They're a little susceptible. Boise State is a 12.5 point favorite in this matchup. And I think that's crazy that they are that far ahead of UNLV. So with them being that far ahead, it was more of like a challenge to me to take this game. So I'm going to take UNLV and try to get back on track in the upset picks where I've really been struggling lately. So give me Dan
Listen,
Mullins.
this is a hot take. Will Dan Mullen be the next head coach for Penn State?
Mm. I don't
I
know
think
if it's
so.
Penn State, but I think he will. He will move up to a bigger program this year for sure.
Yeah, I could see him rolling in. Um, it could be an Arkansas head coach. It
Yeah.
could be. I don't know if you'd want to go to Virginia Tech. Arkansas would be a solid program. Dan Mullen's been pretty successful. I want to say his record at Florida, Justin Doan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had a winning record. While I think, yeah, Justin Doan says bring him back
Bring
to
back
Florida.
Florida.
I'm pretty sure he was like in the 2 or 3 seasons he was there. He only lost like 5 or 6 times. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of surprising. And then they went on to McElwain or whoever it was, and I don't know.
Well,
They haven't had a they haven't. I think
mm,
Dan Mullen got fired from Napier, which I think Mullen's always been a good head coach. He was good at Mississippi State, and so
mm-hmm.
um, yeah, that's kind of crazy. But anyways, I was hot take there. My upset of the pick of the week. I just found it. My wife's not going to be happy, but I'm going
Uh-oh.
Vandy over LSU. I'm going to take it. It's
Wow.
at Vandy. It's at Vandy. I think LSU. Carolina should have beat LSU back last week. We had so many opportunities for the turnovers we forced, but we couldn't capitalize when it mattered because our offense line is terrible. But
Mm,
we couldn't capitalize when it matters. So I am going to take Vandy over LSU. I think Pavia has a redemption game from the Alabama game. I think they're going to come out swinging. I'm talking like swinging, and so. And the main Weeks boy is hurt, so he's questionable to start tomorrow. So
wow.
he's like
Okay.
the heartbeat of the defense. I'm taking it. I'm taking Vandy over LSU. I'm sorry for all the LSU fans out there, but I think that's what's going to happen. So
A little foreshadowing for later in the show too. I like it. I
yeah,
think that's a
yeah,
good pick. That's going to be an interesting to one talk a little bit further in detail later. But I love that pick. That is our upset pick of the week. And before we move into our next part of our main picks, go a little bit more in depth, I do want to say if you're watching right now, make sure that you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing, following, click anything you can to interact with the video, drop a comment, anything that can help us get ourselves more out there. Not that we want to be famous or popular from anything like this, but we like to talk college football. We have a new segment coming in at the end called Tier Talk that we're excited about. So we really just want to share our loves with everybody and have everybody get to
yeah,
interact, have a good time. So make sure
yeah. I
that
don't think this
you're
is something.
interacting with the video.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't think this is something we're going to get famous off of, but it's something that it's fun. It's fun for us. I'm a middle aged. I mean, I'm in my 30s, high 30s. It's something we enjoy doing. We enjoy talking football, and I think most of us can agree we love football. I mean, I think one of the biggest things is the comments. Comments
Mm,
for the algorithm are good on Facebook. It helps get the name out there. The more comments, the more it's going to pop up on other people's feeds. And so, yeah, keep the comments going. We're trying to shout out everybody out there. I see
yeah,
Matt's talking about Stoops is going Virginia Tech. Honestly, I think it'd be a smart move because he could probably win with Virginia Tech in the ACC. Um,
I,
I always thought Beamer would be smart to go to Virginia Tech because he could probably win the ACC with Virginia Tech in the ACC. It's just the
yeah.
level of competition is just different. You could win in the ACC. That's why Dabo's been successful all these years, because he's
Mm-hmm.
been in the ACC. And I mean, look at how many ranked teams are in the ACC right now. In the SEC, there are 10 ranked teams in the SEC. 10. 10. In
Yep.
the ACC, there might be two or three. Like 10. And that's a gauntlet for week to week to week to play that kind of schedule. Like, to go 8-4 in the SEC is like hitting a home run. It's like,
Yeah.
you've had a great year. You beat four ranked teams, you know? It's like, it's impossible. So, I'm surprised that Beamer's staying at Carolina. I'm honestly thought he would go to Virginia Tech. If he was smart, he would do it because he'd have a successful career. Whereas at South
Hmm.
Carolina, he'll be struggling. We're always going to struggle. We can't
Yeah.
compete with the Texases and the Georgias and the Floridas. We can't. We just don't have that kind of cash flow. We don't have that kind of, I don't know, just influence on the program. So, anywho,
Absolutely. Hey,
moving on.
I did see something. I saw maybe James Franklin to Virginia Tech. I think that would be a great pairing if
And
he's willing
in
to.
his contract, he is obligated to immediately search for another
Hmm.
head coaching job. That's part of his contract, and so he's going to be Arkansas, Virginia Tech, UCLA. Could be Florida because it could be Florida. I honestly think that's why Florida is getting rid
Maybe.
of
Yeah.
um, Napier this weekend. They're trying to get this thing moving, so they're going to get rid of Napier. Get in. I think Franklin could wind up. Hey, you heard it here first. Franklin to Florida. I'm calling it right now. Franklin to Florida. It just makes
I
too much
love it.
sense now. Now that I'm talking about it. Franklin to Florida, which it's not a terrible hire. I mean,
It's not.
last year Franklin was a play away from the college football national championship. One
Yeah.
play. I
It's true.
mean, in the past 3 seasons, he's lost like what 3 games, 4 games total. So we'll see. He obviously has a brand. He has a following. So a lot of his players love him.
It's
Anyways,
true. Hey,
yep.
I like coach talk going on this week as well.
I
Maybe
know.
another
I
little
know.
topic to share in the future. I love the ideas. But with that said, let's get back to the picks. We got a bunch of really good games we have to cover this week. Our first game that we're going to cover with our main picks this week is number 14, Oklahoma at South Carolina. Oklahoma is a 4.5 point favorite in this one. Not as much as some people would think. I think that this one might be a little bit of a trap game, but that could be a little bias talking. So, Preston, what do you think?
I've been thinking about this all week, man. I know a lot of experts have picked Carolina to really beat up on Oklahoma this week, just after the beat they got last week. They got a lot of hurt players. Mateer's still not 100% healthy, and without Mateer, there's not much to them. Carolina actually has a really good defense. Our defense has stepped it up last couple of weeks. We forced turnovers after turnover. We had 3 turnovers last week against LSU. You know, 2 interceptions and a fumble, forced fumble on the goal line. Like, our defense is doing everything we need them to do in order to win the football game, but our offense is not executing at all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people say you can't really blame Shula because of the offensive line issues. I think this week we'll find out. I think Elliott is by far the better offensive line coach. He was an offensive
Mm-hmm.
line coach before, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But one thing that has plagued South Carolina for year after year is the amount of penalties we get. Very undisciplined. Against LSU last year, we had 12 penalties, 13 penalties.
Mm-hmm.
This year, same situation. I was at the game. It was penalty after penalty after penalty, offsides, offsides, offsides. Like, it's bad. It's real bad. And I'm gonna say something that's I haven't really been in favor of until just this last week. But honestly, I think if you look at our last year's team, how many kids would get drafted in the first 3 rounds? 4, 5 people got drafted. We had a team last year. You give that same team to Kirby Smart, and I'm pretty sure he goes to the national championship because
Yeah.
they'll be more disciplined, they'll be more structured, and I think the lack of that is what's causing us to lose these football games. I think the lack of structure, the lack of discipline, and I love Coach Beamer. I think Beamer is a great players coach. I think he's for the people. I just think he hasn't made some good hires around him, and I think he has finally made a good decision last week to fire somebody, but that should have happened a long time ago. Like, to get 10 plus penalties per game, every game, and most of them come from the offensive side of the ball, there's got to be something that changes, and nothing has changed. And what do you expect if that's going to be continuing over and over and over? I don't know. I just don't know if Beamer has it in him to make the hard choices to get rid of people. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I think for the Carolina game, it's really tough for me to pick Carolina just because of everything I've seen so far. This week is do or die week. If we don't win this week, the season is over for sure. 4 losses, and it's only going to get harder after that because you got Alabama, you got Ole Miss, you got
Texas
Clemson
A&M
still. I mean, yeah. Oh my gosh, A&M. Like
at
it's not going to
A&M.
get any. It's not going to get any easier. It's not, and
Mm-hmm.
so we got to figure it out. Yeah, and at Ole Miss as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think this is a must-win game. I think we have to win. So I'm going to take the W here. Yeah, I'm with Doan. It is a nail biter. It's 100% a nail biter. So we'll
Yes,
see
sir.
what happens. I'm taking Carolina. It's going to be a close one. It's not going to look pretty either. You know,
Mm,
it never has. We haven't performed. We haven't performed to our potential not one time this season. Not once.
at all. Yeah.
Not once. So Gamecock W loading. I feel it too. I feel it coming. So I'm gonna go Gamecocks in this
Like
one, but that could be our last win until we get to Coastal and then Clemson. So
I like it. I like the
I'm, I'm
pick.
not I'm not feeling it.
Hey, I support it. I think this week is gonna tell us a lot. Like I
Yeah,
respect Beaver for finally, having the guts to fire somebody who's not worth it instead of having some loyalty. Like I think loyalty is good to an extent, but when they've shown you time after time again that they're not fit for the job and you just keep overlooking it, I think that's why we are in the position we are right now.
right.
Um, it is his fault that he was still on staff this long. It's the reason why the offensive line is still bad. And if you look, most of the
So bad.
penalties are on the line. Like it's because of the false starts they're
All of
taking.
them.
It's
All of them.
discipline on the offensive line,
We
and
had
I
like one
think
or
that
two pass interferences, but that's gonna happen every game.
yeah, I think that a lot of it has to do with the offensive line coach not having them prepared, and I think Elliott may bring a shift to them this week. You're not going to see a ton, but I think you will see the discipline be a little better. The one
Mm-hmm.
thing that makes me nervous in this game for Carolina, I think we almost could be the better team if we are just sound minded and not shooting ourselves in the foot. I think last week against LSU, we put drives together. We played well. We ran the ball well for once. And it just felt like every time we got across the 50, we'd have one or two penalties that pushed us back and we'd be playing behind the sticks and we never recovered.
Every time.
And
Every time.
and you just can't play offense like that. I think if you are going to win this week, you cannot put yourselves behind the sticks. You have to keep putting drives together, getting third downs, and mixing up the play sheet. And you got to run the ball like you did last week again. I think Matt Fuller needs to keep getting a lot of touches. Faison actually
Gotta
looked pretty
have it.
good last week, but
Yep.
I think Faison looked good because Fuller was running well, and it helped open up the run game a little bit. They bring different
Mm-hmm.
styles. So if you can keep doing that, I think you got a chance. Mateer is still not healthy. So I think that the defense can take advantage of some things. Everything in me tells me to pick Oklahoma this week. Stat wise, my brain tells me to go Oklahoma, but for some reason, I can't explain it. I have a gut feeling, just like I did last week with Indiana over Oregon. I didn't have anything to support it. It was just a gut feeling that they were going to win, and that gut feeling's telling me to pick South Carolina this week. So give me the Gamecocks, man. We're gonna roll with them this week. Hopefully, like you said, it's a make or break game.
Got
So
to. Gotta have it.
hopefully we make it and can get some momentum going. So
You got to capitalize on the games that you could actually capitalize on because it's gonna
yeah,
be tough to capitalize on Ole Miss. It's gonna be tough to capitalize on A&M. It's gonna be tough to
mm-hmm.
capitalize on Alabama. I mean, those are
Yeah,
three of the top 10 teams in the SEC right now. Like it's gonna be a gauntlet, an
it's
absolute
true.
gauntlet. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. Beamer could be going to Virginia Tech. Watch after he goes 6-6, he might be going.
Hey, as long as he takes Mike Shula with him, I'm fine with it, dude. Get him out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Well,
But
yeah.
anyway, That's enough Carolina football talk for now. We will spare you
Yeah,
the rest of our thoughts.
we can talk all day
Um,
about this.
that's right. We'll move on to our next game. And our next game is actually another game as a Big Ten game, a ranked matchup. We have number 20 USC at number 13 Notre Dame. So, what do you think, Preston? You got any thoughts on this one this week? Or
Yeah, I think Notre Dame is the better team. I think it's just that simple. Notre Dame's a better team. Notre Dame's going to win this game. Notre Dame is probably going to make it to the playoff because they got their two losses out the way. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think Lincoln Riley does have a decent USC team, a good offensive USC team. But I think Notre Dame is just a little bit better in that category. I think Notre Dame's defense is a little bit better. I think this game is going to be a good one, but I think Notre Dame is going to take it all, put everything they have against Lincoln Riley and that USC team, and so you give me Notre Dame, easy pick, quick pick. I don't have much to say about it, but that's it.
I love it,
Justin
man.
Jones, Justin Jones with me, Notre Dame.
I think we're all on the same page. I think I've made it clear every time that USC's come up this year that I don't think they're very good. Maybe not very good, but I don't think they're as good as everybody makes them out to be. I think they're a little overrated. I like Notre Dame. I think they're a really good team. I think they had two hard matchups at the beginning of the season, and with a rookie quarterback, just weren't quite ready to be big time on that spotlight. But he's getting a lot of reps,
Yeah,
getting better. The team is coming around him and playing a lot better. Marcus Freeman's a great coach, and they're the Irish. They have the luck of the Irish, and they're at home. Why would you not take Notre Dame this week? It's an easy pick. Notre Dame is a sweep all around. Even Matt's going to go Notre Dame. I
not
love
so fast.
it. Not so
Give me
fast, my
Irish
friend.
by 10.
Yes,
I'm with you.
sir.
Irish by
Hey,
10 for sure.
I like it. Quick pick, even though it's not a quick pick. So we're going to keep moving on. Another game, big game in the SEC.
I think this
Preston
is my
kind of
upset. My bad. My bad.
Preston kind of already foreshadowed this pick. We got number 10, LSU at number 17, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a 2.5 point favorite. Do you want to go a little in depth on your pick before? We already know where you're going, but
Yeah.
do you want to give a little reason
Yeah,
why?
yeah. I think the way Vanderbilt handled South Carolina and the
Mm,
fact that we should have beat LSU is why I'm leaning that direction. We should have beat LSU at LSU. We had three turnovers. We're in the red zone. Offensive penalties pushed us far back. We couldn't even get a field goal out of the plays. And so I think that's what killed us in the long run is we couldn't capitalize on the defensive turnovers that we had. Defense did everything we needed them to. I mean, they played a great game, but in the end, we couldn't capitalize on offense. I saw a stat last week that even though Sellers only had 22 yards in rushing, he ran for over 800 yards in the entire game. Just
yeah.
trying to recoup, just trying to having to run backwards and back forwards. He ran over 800 yards that game just in order to
Mm-hmm.
not create a negative play penalty. He ran for his life. That dude ran for his
Absolutely.
life. And
Yeah.
so I think from that fact alone, I'm going to take Vandy. I think Vandy has a revenge game coming on after they got whooped by Alabama. I think Pavio is going to have a different mental state than um, he's ever had before. I think he knows it's do or die, his crunch time, and he's got to put up or shut up. And so I think Pavio's
Mm-hmm.
going to come out and just put out on the game of his life. And just, this will be his Alabama game of last year. Just like, look at us. We've arrived. Like, we're putting away top tier
Mm-hmm.
programs. This is his game. So I'm gonna take Pavia and Vandy in this game, and it's at home. So
I love that pick. Um, I hate to steal your thunder with
that's okay.
going with your
It's
upset,
okay.
but I'm going to take Vandy too. I like Vandy this week. LSU, I've been saying all year, is kind of a mid team that's gotten some lucky breaks,
Yeah.
some of their wins that they claim as big time wins actually are not because the teams that they're beating aren't very good, like South Carolina and Clemson. I don't think those are very good wins, even as a South Carolina fan. I will say that. Um, I think that they've gotten bailed out a lot. And I think that Pavia is going to have that juice at home this week.
Gotta have it.
I just think it's a recipe for success for Vanderbilt. I don't think LSU's that good. If Vandy can create some havoc on Nussmeier and get to him a little bit, maybe make him throw a pick or two, I think it's a perfect recipe. It's at home. Give me the doors this week for the big upset against LSU.
Yeah, and also the Weeks boy, the blonde shaggy haired one, Rhett Weeks or Whit Weeks or whatever his name
Whit,
is. Whit Weeks, yeah, he could be out for this game, and so that's a big time player
mm,
that they're going to be missing. And so, yeah, I think it's a big deal. I think Vandy could come out. Hey, listen, Justin Doan and both Matt are thinking LSU this week. We'll see. I mean, y'all could be right. We're not the pros here, but we just kind of gave our 2 cents on it. But yeah, y'all could be right. Vandy could lay an egg. In the past, I would definitely say Vandy would lay an egg, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I think Vandy's got that juice, so we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
For sure. I love that pick. Our next one is another big SEC matchup. We have a lot of them this week, actually. This is the third Saturday in October. And if anybody loves
Mm-hmm.
college football, you know what that means. That means we have number 11, Tennessee, at number 6, Alabama. And Alabama is a 7.5 point favorite. I think this is going to be the best game out of all the games. I
Oh yeah,
think
for
that
sure.
it's going to be so much offense and no defense. Tennessee's defense stinks. Alabama's defense can't tackle. I think it's a perfect recipe for the offense. I love Tennessee's offense, actually. I thought they would not be very good with Joey Aguilar, but he's proven me wrong time and time again. And they have so
Dude's a
many weapons
baller. Yeah.
the ball. I love the kid Braylon Staley for Tennessee. He actually went to Strom Thurmond for high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
His dad was on staff at Midland Valley when I went to high school. So I have followed him a little closely. And he's balling this year. He's one of their top targets, and I really like what Tennessee's doing. But I think Ty Simpson is just that dude. Like he's making throws when it counts. They're doing what they have to. I don't know if Jam Miller's going to play this week for them, the running back, but I think if he plays, it for sure is an Alabama win. I think, Ryan Williams has been kind of quiet this year. He hasn't been doing a lot. He's fallen off from last year. I think this game is the game at home for Alabama that he comes out and says, I am the best player on the field. I'm going to take over, and I'm going to win us this game. I think that Simpson makes all the throws, and Alabama wins in a shootout. I think this game honestly could end like a 48-45 type win for Alabama. So I'm going to go with the Tide. Roll Tide for my boy Chip. So we're going to go with the Tide this week. What do you think, Preston?
Man, I want to say Tennessee, but I just can't do it, man. I
Mm,
can't. I
yeah.
can't. I, after they lost to Georgia, and we have seen how Georgia has struggled in these recent games. I don't have that confidence. I think Alabama is a top contender team for the national championship. I think Alabama has finally hit their stride. Ty Simpson is a Heisman candidate. Um, I think they're gonna roll like Ryan Williams. They got so many studs on offense; it's ridiculous. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and Ty Simpson's makes some great throws, and he's a smart kid.
Yeah.
I love his testimony about his faith and how of a strong Christian he is. Seems like a good kid with a good head on his shoulders. The last recruit that quarterback that
Mm-hmm.
Saban brought into Alabama is Ty Simpson, so he obviously saw a lot there. Yeah, give me Alabama. I do think it's going to shoot out, but I trust Ty Simpson more than I trust Joey Aguilar. So give me the better of the two quarterbacks and Ty Simpson. I'm taking Bama. Easy pick.
I love it. We've been on the same page for most of the night tonight. There's only been like one or two games where
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
separate ways,
I almost
which
went
is
to
good.
call Tennessee on that one just to differ from you, but I was like, man, I can't do it. I don't trust Tennessee enough to do that. So
Hey, I'm all for it. The more we pick together, the least likely you are to gain ground on me.
I know it's
And
not
so
good.
I'm about it because I'm already up so far. It's not even funny at this point. But
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well, it's
digress.
hurt me in the last couple of weeks is trying to pick different. That's ended up hurting me. So I just got to
Yeah,
go with what's true and what's right. So not just trying to get lucky.
that's true. Before we go to our last pick, our game of the week, I do have an update. Louisville just scored in the
It's
fourth quarter
crazy.
with 13 minutes left. They are going up 23-13. Isn't that wild?
Love it. Love it, man.
I
I want
think
to
we're
see
waiting
every
on the
team
extra.
lose. Every team. I want to see them all lose at least twice. That way,
I
the
think
playing
we're waiting
field
on
is
the extra
even.
point for that
Even.
one. Yeah,
Nice.
and I thought Miami was a top team this year. I thought they looked really good, so I'm
Listen.
really surprised by that score.
Yeah. Yeah. People have been talking big talk about Miami, so I just don't think they played anybody yet. So
Hey, we'll see. We're going to keep an eye on that game and see what happens. But let's get to our game of the week. Big game. A matchup of two top 10 teams. SEC matchup. We have number 5, Ole Miss, at number 9, Georgia. Georgia is a 7.5 point favorite. A little bit more than I thought it would be. I'll go and take this one first.
okay, good. I want to see where you pick.
Just so you can go the opposite way. You look. I see
Maybe,
how you
maybe,
do.
maybe.
Well, the way I'm going on this one this week is Ole Miss is playing really well lately. I like the young quarterback. I think he's playing really well. Lane Kiffin's
Yeah.
got the offense humming. I think they're playing really good. The defense hasn't been bad. I think they've got a really good winning recipe over there at Ole Miss. But I cannot get over that it's behind the hedges, you know?
Mm,
The only game I think that discredits it being at Georgia is the Alabama game from now on because Georgia just can't beat Alabama no matter what.
right.
But I think with it being at Georgia, I think Georgia's going to play a little bit better. Kirby's got to get the boys playing in the first half. If they can do that, I think Georgia probably blows out Ole Miss. What's that? Put Matt's comment up. Ole Miss hasn't won
I
at
know.
Georgia
Dude, Matt needs to be the
1996.
next. He should be our filming
Whoa.
analyst, man. He needs to be on this. He's
Golly.
on this with the stats. The stats are
What a
solid.
stat, dude. I love it. But I'm gonna go with Matt this week. I've rolled with Georgia all year. They were my pick to win the SEC. I think Ole Miss is a good team, but for some reason my gut tells me that excuse me. My gut tells me that Georgia wins this by 2 scores this week. So give me the dogs this week. I think they're gonna roll at home. So I don't know where you're going if you're gonna try to take a shot here, but what are you thinking this week, Preston?
Well, if you picked Ole Miss, I was definitely gonna take a shot. But um, yeah, I think it's at home at Georgia. I think it's tough to win at Georgia between the hedges. I think Kirby Smart's the best coach in college football, in my opinion.
Mm,
Um,
absolutely.
you know, this is how we clap at Georgia. You never seen that? This is how they clap at Georgia. Clap,
Yep.
clap, clap, clap. That's how they clap at Georgia. Anyways, I just think the dude's brilliant. I think he's a Saban, you know, product. He does it how
Mm-hmm.
Saban did it. He's hardcore. He's structured. He gets the max potential out of his team. And I think it's tough to win at Georgia. Georgia's a hostile environment, and I think Ole Miss, with a freshman quarterback, is going to walk into that environment and not be able to perform like he has been the last couple of weeks. And so, definitely give me Georgia in this game. I think it's an easy call. I think Gunnar Stockton gets his act together, has a good game against Ole Miss. I think Lincoln Gibson's a really good coach. I really do. I think he's got an offensive brilliancy to his aspect, but he always lacks on defense. And so I think Georgia will capitalize on that. And I think Kirby Smart is smarter than um um I think Kirby Smart's just a smarter coach. And so I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to win them this game. Lane Kiffin's a good coach, but Kirby Smart's better. So give me Georgia between the hedges. Go dogs. Um,
I
easy
love
pick.
it. I love it. I really thought
Easy
like
pick.
we went the same way on a lot of these games this week. I thought this was
I
a week
know.
where we might have some
I
differences
picked
with
Vandy.
how
That was
good the
like
games
my
are.
pick. That was going to be the off par pick, but
Mm.
Anywho.
I'm sorry.
So hey, listen, if Andy wins, I get 2 points, right? I picked him in
You do. You
the
get two
upset,
points.
and I picked him. Okay, okay,
You
okay.
do. And just so the audience at home knows, Logan will submit his text in our group chat so he can keep up in the standings. And so we will keep up with that. A little bit of standings update for you guys. I know the boys probably don't want me sharing this, but you guys asked before, so I've kept up with what it looks like. Right now, in last place, we have Logan at 29 and 26. So he is 3 games over 500. That's not bad. In second place, we have Preston at 30 and 25.
Mm,
Hey, that's not
mm.
bad. That's a pretty good record.
Uh,
But with in first place, me coming in at 40 and 16.
that's pretty good.
Pretty proud of myself. I don't feel like I've done that great, but every time I go back and do the math on it, it is correct. I think the one thing in my
Very
record that's
nice.
been killing me is the upset picks. So if I can cut those
Right.
out, I'm picking pretty well. Like taking Indiana last week
Yeah, that was
was
solid.
big for
That was
me,
solid.
and I took Texas Tech one week against Utah where y'all didn't. I
Yeah, I
just
picked
take
Utah.
some risky games, and so I think I've gotten a little lucky this year. Um, but I've enjoyed it. It's been good. It's still anybody's game. We're halfway through the year. I could fall
Yeah,
off. Preston could go on a heater. So we're gonna
we'll
keep keeping
see.
up with that, and we'll see what it looks like at the end of the season.
Yeah. Hey, for sure, for sure. It's been a good year. I took the crown. Um, I took the crown last year. 13-25 Austin average stat line for Preston back in the day. Very true. Very true. Very average. Very average. I took the crown last year. I won it all last year with a pick. I picked Kentucky or Louisville. Matt, you'll like that one. That's the one that got me the crown last year. And so I picked Kentucky to beat Louisville in that last game of the year, and it happened. So, anyways, it's been a great year. We'll keep it going. To finish off this segment, to finish off this show, we did the tier talk last week. What was the best chicken fingers? This week, we're going to give our top three rankings for the best burger. Best burger. So, tier top, best burger. Um, Will, if you got three, roll with it. If not, I'll jump into it pretty quickly. So,
You go for it. I need a third one. I need to think of a third one.
all right, for number three, I'm gonna take Gary's Hamburgers. Gary's is a local
Ah,
chain down here,
yeah.
and it is, man, they got a burger, and it is delicious. And so Gary's burger, give me that at number three. In the chat, if you have a top tier burgers, I know a lot of these will be local joints, but throw it in the chat. Let's see what you have to say. For number two, give me a Five Guys burger. Five Guys burger and fries.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Wow.
really good burger. What kills me is the price. You can't go in there without spending
Mhm.
$25 on one person. It's
Yeah,
absolutely insane. Nobody wants to spend $14 on a burger. Like, come on. But
true.
it's a good burger, so I give it to them. They have that new patty melt that got pretty viral. Basically, they flip the two buns upside down and put two meats and two cheeses on it. It's pretty good. And I think that burger is actually only
Interesting.
like $10, so it's actually pretty
Wow.
reasonable per se. So, um, my number one, I've been contemplating this number one, but the best burger, I'm gonna have to say, it's tough. It's tough, but I mean, if we're being honest, the Blue Top Grill in Graniteville's got number one. It's got the Blue
Woo!
Top has got number one, man. It's been
Mm,
a
I
family
love it.
owned restaurant for decades. It's a local place down here in Graniteville. It's known just for their hamburgers, and it is slapping. It slapped your mama good. So, um,
Mhm.
hey, I'll throw this out there. This is a secret number four, but I'm gonna say Preston Mays, Blackstone, quesadilla burgers with
Wow.
that Mac Daddy sauce. Sheesh,
Okay.
so good.
I hear you.
That's
I
on a
hear you.
tortilla with the meat and some cheese, and make that shredded lettuce and pickle and that Mac Daddy sauce in it. You eat it like a taco, man. That's top tier
I
for
love
sure.
it.
I like that a lot. So,
I
Matt's up
like
there
it.
with Five Guys and Ruby Tuesdays. All right, I do like a Ruby Tuesdays and a Five Guys burger for sure. If I was going to pick
Ruby
like
Tuesdays is wild.
yeah, we had Ruby Tuesdays, but I think they all shut down. Um, I'll give you a best restaurant burger, like a not known for burgers. Chili's has some slamming burgers. Chili's they have some really good burgers.
Okay.
So if you want a
Yeah.
good solid burger, Chili's is. Oh, they got a bison burger. That's what Matt's talking about. A bison burger.
Man, if you want a bison burger, go to Ted's Montana Grill, dude. That
Dude,
place
Ted's
is
is solid. I haven't been there since college.
so
I used to have
good.
those in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
All right, Will, what you got, man? Top three tier talk. Let's go.
man. Okay, I just want to be specific on this. Okay, mine
Okay.
are gonna be local ones because I feel like local burgers are the best burgers.
Right.
You can't top those like a mom and pop joint. If I was to go fast food, I'd probably go BurgerFi at 3, In-N-Out at 2, Shake Shack at 1. If I had to go franchises, that's where I would go. But for mom and pops, I think honorable mention, I will go Airport Grill.
Okay.
Okay. Number 3 is going to be Midway. I think Midway is a good one down on
Midway.
one. A lot of people forget about it down there. I love that
Fajita
different type
fries.
of burger. Yeah. But number 2, I'm going to shock you with this one. I'm going to put Blue Top at number 2.
Okay.
I think Blue Top's really good. But for me, there's a clear number 1. And it's got to be the Edgefield Billiard Parlor, also known as the Edgefield Pool Room. Okay, out there in the Edgefield Square, by far the best burger I've ever had. I could go out there and eat like 6 of them. They're so good, fresh off the grill. You can't beat it. Have you ever eaten out there, Preston?
We're sorry, I got distracted by look at this real fast. Carson Beck threw a pig, got a roughing the passer flag, so he got another chance to just do another pig.
Oh my
Looks like
goodness!
Louisville's going to walk away with this game, so kind of crazy.
Yikes.
What were you saying?
That's
What
wild.
was the place you were saying? I'm sorry.
Edgefield Billiard Parlor, also known as the Edgefield Pool
Yeah.
Room.
Yeah,
You
Edgefield
ever
Pool
been
Hall. My mom was crazy. My mom was just talking to me about that tonight. She was like, "You ever been
out?
out there?" And actually, I have been out there, and it's been a long time, so I couldn't tell you what I had. I was probably
Mm-hmm.
a teenager or something. But
Yeah.
they have a food truck now, by the way. I think they're
Do they?
somewhere recently. They have a food truck.
What?
Yeah. Yep. I
Dude,
don't
we
know
got
where they were, but they
food
have a
truck.
food truck now.
I need it.
Yeah,
I need it
I
bad.
know.
Hey, we should
So
go out
Edgefield
there
Pool
sometime.
Hall. I'm down. I'm down.
We didn't end up going to Chicken Fingers this week like we talked about. I put it in the group chat.
I
Preston
know.
did. Logan bailed, and then Logan didn't do the show. I think Logan just
I
hates
was cutting
now.
my grass, so I was in the middle of cutting grass, and I saw it, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I forgot about that." And then Logan said he couldn't go, so I just assumed nobody wanted to go anymore. So that's my bad.
Hey,
My bad. I would have went.
dang. I even texted Luke, and Luke said he was too busy at work. So
Oh
I was
man.
like, dang, I guess I'll just find something in the fridge at the house, be good and not go spend money.
I know. Hey, that's how it was. That's how I tried to be. I'm like, man, should I spend money or should I just get something at the house? And I'm like, I'll just get something at the house.
Yeah.
I'll just save money. Save
Hey,
money, be smart, you know.
I'll always go spend money if I'm eating with the boys because it's time that you just can't
Oh
get
yeah,
back. You know what I'm saying? So,
you're right. You're right.
but anyways, guys, that is our show. If you like
Wrap.
a segment that you want to see again, comment below. Let us know if you have a segment that maybe you're like, I haven't seen them do it, but this would be really cool for the guys to talk about. Put it in the chat. Let us know. We're always open to suggestions. If there's a game maybe next week that you really want to see, hit us up with a message or comment below. let us know so we can put that one on the docket. We want to make sure that we're picking games that our audience wants to see, not just games that we think are good. So we want to make it interactive for everybody. So before we get off the air, do you have anything else you want to add, Preston?
Yeah, guys, remember, like, comment, share. It helps us out, helps us get our show out there, just to spread the word. Comments go a long way. I know I said that before. Also, a podcast on Spotify. Check us out. That's it. That's all it is this week, guys. Week eight's in the books. I'm looking forward to
I
seeing some
love it.
results tomorrow, and go Gamecocks as always. So.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, guys. Enjoy a great day of college football tomorrow. Have a great weekend.